Hi guys, how are you? Coffee time? I probably did this video 6 times. And I can't keep it short. I'm trying. Thank you, Sherelle, for reminding me about the Lord of Hosts. Lord of Hosts, what does it mean? What does it mean? Lord of Hosts. What is a host? We can agree that the host is the body, correct? We can agree that. So is God the Lord of bodies? No. He's the Lord of his creation. Okay. Body and blood. This body is a vessel. Is he the Lord of vessels? No, he's the Lord of his creation. God breathed life into clay. His very essence, the spark of life. We are the beneficiary from that lineage all the way down. His spark is everlasting. We could pretty much agree on that, wouldn't you? Not sure if you ever heard it put in those terms, but that's how it is. My heart is so heavy with this rapture. So heavy. It aches. It aches for men. It aches for God. We are so blinded by what we want that we forget God's word. And I've seen the videos. Those of you that are saying, no man knows the day or the hour, don't understand. Okay, well, let me put this in context. This is Jesus speaking, Jesus' own words from 2,000 years ago. No one knows the day or the hour, nor I, Jesus speaking, nor the angels, but God the Father. In other words, God the Father is the only one that knows. Only one. No, you don't understand. You have to read the Bible as a whole. No, I'm pretty focused on Jesus' own words, honestly. Why would you ignore them? Why would you ignore them? Well, we are to know the seasons. We'll know the season. Do you know there's a season of sorrow? There's a season of prayer. There's a season of celebration. It's an appointed time. It's not going to share anything with the feasts. It won't. It won't. It is its own stand-alone command. That's what that means. It will not share a season, a celebration, an appointed time. It will not be shared. Only the Father knows. We haven't mastered the first 2 things. Jesus summed up the Old Testament in 2 words. He was asked, what is, the most 2 important laws? And he says, love God with all your whole heart, all your soul, and all your mind. And love thy neighbor as thyself. These 2 things, all the words of the prophets and the law, that would be the gospel, because that's what it was called, combined, rests on these 2 things. What's the little thing we know? The Old Testament shows us the New Testament. It acknowledges it and it confirms it. And the New Testament confirms the Old Testament. Did something change? Did something change? Because we read it as it is a completely different set of functions. It's not. 2 rules. The New Testament can be summed up in 2 sentences, just like the Old Testament. Those same 2 sentences. God doesn't change. Okay? We haven't gotten either one of these things closely right. We try. We fail. We try. We fail. We try. We fail. But we keep trying. And yet now, all that we know, some people just say, hey, the rapture, whatever, doesn't happen. We're until they endure the end. And then we have the rapture. Pre, post, mid, somewhere, rapture. I'm going to be honest. We're focusing on this teaching, okay? It's not the Bible. Neither is the Trinity. But the idea, the construct is there. I can see it. I can see it. But we are focused now on the rapture because of a man. We are now focused because of men. And we are now focused on only the rapture. And we ignore the 2 lessons that we are supposed to be doing, summed up by Jesus. Love the Lord thy God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind. Love thy neighbor as thyself. His own words, just as in his own words. No one knows the day or the hour. Not I. That's Jesus speaking. Not the angels, but the Father. That means only the Father knows. We're focused on trying to figure out when the rapture is. And yet we can't get one of those 2 sentences correct that God has spoken. Love God with all your heart, all your soul, all your mind. And love thy neighbor as thyself. Let's say we get one right. Let's just say we get one right. Let's push this rapture thing to the side. What would we be focused on? Can I ask, what would we be focused on? Are we seeking God? Again, the rapture's over here. It doesn't exist for this moment, for the sake of argument. It doesn't exist. What are we focused on? Are we focused on loving our neighbor as ourselves? Are we focused on loving God with all our heart, all our soul, and all our mind? What are we focused on? Because right now, let's bring the rapture back in here. We have about roughly 8 verses. You can argue that all you want. But we have 8 verses that are holding our attention. Does anyone see what's wrong here? Is it only me? Is it only me that we've abandoned the cornerstone? Jesus is the cornerstone. He is the foundation. Have we abandoned the cornerstone just to make the building high? Don't worry about that. We got to build. Don't worry about that foundation. We got to get this skyscraper up there as high as we can get it. And what happens when this foundation isn't solid? it crumbles. It crumbles. We're abandoning the cornerstone. We could have cared less how it was laid. And the funny thing is, the foundation was laid for us. Food for thought.